I'm at Swider with Gaming Target. We're on the road again this week in Montreal, and we're checking out Deus Ex, Human Revolution. And we're here with
Mary DeMarle, the lead writer on Deus Ex Human Revolution.
All right, it's been 7 years since the last Deus Ex game. Can you tell me where this game fits into the storyline and how it's better than first-person shooters out there currently?
This game takes place actually 25 years before the first game. It's not really a prequel, it's just taking place in the universe 25 years earlier with a new story and new characters. Deus Ex is an action RPG, and it's based on the 4 pillars of gameplay: combat, stealth, hacking, and social gameplay. And what's different about it is that you, at all times in the game, get to decide which of those you're going to use in order to make your objectives. There's always plenty of possibilities to get to your objective, and when you're faced with a challenge, it's really up to you and your playstyle to determine, how am I going to overcome these challenges? Am I going to use my augmentations? Am I going to use my guns? Am I going to sneak around? Am I going to talk my way out of this situation? Am I going to open up new possibilities through hacking? So it's really, at all times, dependent on how you want to play it. And story-wise, it does the same thing.
One of those is talking your way through situations, and you called it the social. Everything's about the social these days.
We have various levels of social. You can go around, you can talk to any character who's not an enemy, because of course the enemies are just going to shoot you. But you can go around and talk to everyone, and some of them will give you tidbits of story or characters and things. Sometimes you'll encounter situations where you get to actually direct the conversation a bit more. You get to make the choices of how you want to respond, what information you want to find out. And then we have what we call these social boss fights. You'll encounter a character who can help you get to your objective, but they need to be convinced. So you actually have to read the psychology of this character, read the body language, and kind of get a sense of his personality and really figure out your attack strategy. It's less about playing, I want to be a jerk to this guy, as much as it is, what is going to convince this guy to give me what I want?
You have this cyberpunk theme because it's set in the not too distant future, but you also harken back to this Renaissance era. Can you tell me how that factors into the theme?
Thematically, the Renaissance plays in because the Renaissance in our history was a time of great scientific discovery and invention, and it was also a time when a lot of people were saying this kind of invention and scientific discovery is not something we should be pursuing. It's kind of anti-God, etc. And here we are now in 2027 in our game, and we are at a time when mankind is using technology and the scientific innovations to really fundamentally change their own biology, to give themselves added abilities, mechanical augmentations, or cybernetics. And so we're at a crossroads again in which we are learning how to be more than human. And yet at the same time, we have elements within the society who are saying, wait a second, we haven't explored these things the way we should. We don't know the psychological effects. We don't know all these things. Should we be playing God? So there's a nice parallel between 2027 and the Renaissance.
And there's a really cool color scheme. Can you tell us about that?
The color scheme that we're largely going with is black and gold, and that even ties into a bit of the whole cyber renaissance idea, because we are dealing at a time when society is at a moment of destabilization potentially. The black, of course, represents that fall into the darkness, and the gold represents those moments of wisdom and light. Thematically, that plays into.
All right, can you tell us about Adam Jensen and what kind of character he is?
You're playing Adam Jensen, and he is a mechanically enhanced or cybernetically enhanced security specialist who is working as the top security guy at one of America's most innovative biotechnology firms. These are the companies that make these augmentations. And at the beginning of the story, he is not enhanced himself, but his company gets attacked, and he is almost killed in the attack, and after that, he's saved through these mechanical augmentations, and he wants to discover how this happened, who did it, and why. And that need to find those answers and to make sure no one steals choices from him again drives him to uncover a very, very deep mystery.
It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here.